The match is
And it is
a lovely day for cricket.
the whole way.
Blue skies and gentle breeze.
How important is this?
Very. You want to score 100? You want to bat long?
Yeah.
This is what you need to do.
Give me a celebration.
Clearly, Dan is the man with a plan to bring cricket to everybody, and doing it himself is the YouTuber and cricket content creator Dan Jadz, who joins us this morning via Zoom as he has teamed up with one of our very own to bring even more cricket info to the world. Good morning, Dan, and welcome to the Now.
Good morning to you. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Hats off to you first for braving what looked like Lady Chancellor Hill, was it?
Yeah, it was Lady Chancellor Hill. 5:30 in the morning was the hardest part, I think, and then yeah, it got quite steep quite quickly. That's a tough run.
You better you than me, as we would say. But it's all in the name of making sure that you create these really educational and immersive experiences when it comes to the world of cricket. So we have seen, well, what was a clip from one of the episodes of the latest endeavor where you've teamed up with Joshua, our very own, to give us some insight. Tell me a little bit as to what spurred the idea first off, because you were saying we have content till Christmas. Episodes are in the bag. Why did you decide to do this partnership?
Well, the initial plan was to meet up with Josh whilst the West Indies toured the UK in the summer. Unfortunately, with his schedule, with my schedule, it just didn't quite kind of match up. And having had a WhatsApp conversation with him and his mate, at the end of the call, it just kind of went, well, if you can get yourself to Trinidad, Dan, we'll sort everything else out for you. So I thought to myself, well, I better go and have a look on British Airways and just see how much a flight to Trinidad's going to cost me, thinking it was going to be a quick kind of message back and go, sorry, guys, can't really afford this right now. Found an absolute bargain. And I think within about 2 days, I think I'd said, right, lads, I'm landing at the start of October. What have we got in store?
Nice. Now, that quick flight coming across to meet, of course, Joshua da Silva, a West Indian cricketer, and fitting into his schedule, I know you experienced some cultural endeavors as well. I heard you enjoyed some doubles so far?
Double. You know what? That's one thing I wish I could have taken back. I don't know how they would have survived in hand luggage, but if I could find somebody in the UK that made good doubles, they'd have a customer for life. I think they were superb. I'm not sure about the Cow Hill, mind you. That was something that I think I can quite happily leave in Trinidad.
Callaloo?
It was. I think it was. Yeah, it wasn't.
Okay.
It was not my cup of tea.
I mean, in all fairness, there is a lot to try. I'm sure you'll find other things that you would love. But I don't know how that diet is going to work out if you're trying to show us so much more of cricket immersively in terms of eating the doubles. Just saying, it might be something you want to nix. Tell me, though, in terms of the episodes, what exactly are viewers going to see? Because it is from a unique perspective, but it's still a game we know and love. What sides of cricket are you reintroducing us to?
Yeah, of course. I mean, the first video that went out was titled, Can I Survive 24 Hours as a Test Cricketer? And I don't necessarily think the guys at the top of the game and the girls actually get the credit that they deserve, because we don't ever really see what goes in behind the scenes. All we see is the final performance. And I wanted to try and showcase, one, kind of how tough it is and how difficult it is for an amateur cricketer to try and get through one of those days. And I wanted it to be educational, and hopefully somebody might have watched that and gone, do you know what? Now I know what I might need to do to actually get myself to the next level. And if that's setting up an alarm at 5:30 in the morning to go for a run or go to the gym and have a hit for an hour and a half and do the real basics, that's amazing. I want to encourage people to play. We've done lots of fun things. We've got a comparison from a cricket bat from the 1960s to a modern day one. And the difference is stark between the two of them. Still perform pretty well, but I don't want to give too much away on that one. I got the pleasure, or the displeasure maybe, to face up against Jadz Seals, which was one of the most terrifying moments of my career so far. But that video is to come, and I'm excited to edit that one and get that one out as well. And then there's a series that I put together. It's a bit more kind of a talk-based episode, but it's kind of I faced 100 balls with. So obviously I faced 100 balls with Joshua da Silva, and we kind of talk about how cricket started and what cricket might look like in the future, and what the achievements have been so far, and what the goals are for Josh in his career going forward.
Now, Joshua has a particularly composed style of play, and so there's a lot to learn from him generally. But what would you say is your biggest lesson as a cricketer now that you would have experienced or endured during this series?
During this series, I think probably, honestly, for so many of us in the bottom of cricket, which we all are as amateurs, I think we can all kind of accept that. But you have to have fun. And if you're not having fun playing cricket, whether it's creating content like I am, or whether it's on a Saturday afternoon with your mates, whether it's in your back garden, down the beach, or anything like that, that's the most important thing. And if you're having fun playing this game, which has got so much to offer, that is the biggest takeaway I can take. And even with the seriousness of being the test cricketer, the professional cricketer that Joshua is, there is still so much fun involved in that day. And yeah, that would be my big takeaway.
Yeah, absolutely right. We are definitely enjoying cricket in many, many ways, all the forms, even though you would have specifically been dealing with test. But we will be seeing more of it because we've already got 9 videos, at least 8 videos you were saying, done, ready to be aired on YouTube. How many others can we expect? And when does that take us to? Christmas, you were saying, is it?
Yeah, it should take us all the way through to Christmas now, which is really exciting. Just means I have to spend a lot of time in my office editing these videos. But they'll be out every Sunday now at 4 o'clock UK time, which I think is midday in Trinidad at the moment, all the way through to the end of, well, basically this year when I take a break for Christmas. And as I said, those videos mentioned with facing Jaden, the 100 balls with Josh, comparing the cricket bat from 60 years ago to a modern day cricket bat, some range hitting involved as well. There's some podcast content. There's loads of short stuff. It's going to be, well, hopefully people aren't sick of the sight of it by Christmas time, but it's going to be good.
Well, we look forward to it. And as much as that's going to be online, are we talking across platforms or specifically YouTube?
No, so YouTube will be where the main video gets posted. Then there'll be content on Instagram, there'll be content on TikTok, there'll be content on X now as well. So anywhere that anybody likes to consume cricket content, you can find it. And yeah, it's all under the same name, which is really helpful. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff, some exclusives in different places just to try and keep people engaged.
Now, Dan, granted that you've gained the experience, you've come to Trinidad and you have all that content, will we see you perhaps follow up with it, seeing you in the future? Or at the very least, tell us where you'll be next.
Is that a formal invite back to Trinidad?
Of course, you're always welcome. We like the lime, and Carnival is coming. Maybe you can do a series where you party like a cricketer.
Carnival. I've been told all about Carnival, and I don't think I'd survive more than about 3 hours off the plane having been told what goes on in Carnival. But I'd love to come back. It's certainly something that we spoke about whilst I was in Trinidad at the start of October. So all being well, and so long as there's kind of a gap in both of our schedules, then I'll definitely be back in Trinidad. I had a trip out to Sri Lanka, which I've just come back from, which I've managed to take a bit of a break, but got a few pieces of content there as well. And yeah, as I say, most of my time now for the rest of 2024 will be sat in this office editing that content from Trinidad so that everybody can enjoy it on YouTube.
Well, I hope you have a comfortable chair. We appreciate the content and we look forward to those episodes. You said, Eric, every Sunday, is it? At roughly lunchtime here in Trinidad.
Yeah, correct.
Over there in the UK. And again, we thank you ever so kindly for continuing to give us a beautiful perspective on a game that we love.
Thank you so much. No, thank you for having me as well.
An absolute delight. Content creator and a YouTuber, Dan Jadz, joining us via Zoom there, giving us some insight on a game that we love from a different perspective and showing us what it really takes to be a cricketer. We appreciate that tremendously because I definitely wasn't doing that, Chancellor, in the name of content. Would you? Would you?
I mean, we've done it though. We've done the Savannah in the name
we?
of content. We have.
We've done the Savannah.
Chancellor
Flat
Savannah.
land.
Nah.
Chancellor. I have walked to the top of Chancellor and then ate Royal Castle. I am not doing that in the name of sport, but I do like that he
But
really
girl,
challenged
that
himself.
defeats the whole purpose.
I know myself. And I like particularly that the actual content is really dynamic, not just in terms of sitting and talking about Joshua's experiences. And I mean, Joshua is an incredible cricketer in terms of in the West Indies team, of course, and then, of course, at the helm. Plus, just his style. He doesn't seem to be rattled at all. So he figured out a really...
But
I
he can't
guess,
afford to be a wicket keeper.
I mean,
Nothing's
facts.
supposed to be able to rattle you. You
Fair.
gotta be quick on the draw.
But again, you see, this is what I can't do.
Yeah.
What Dan did. Dan's the man with the plan, and we appreciate it. For now, though, we're going to come back with even more conversations with information you can use here on The Now. Stick around, guys. We'll be back after these messages.
Indies team looked so bad. We wasn't a Pali Prasana.